Our next presenter is known internationally as an e-commerce expert specializing in Amazon and branding. As a mentor and coach, he's the creator of the AMZ Formula, an Amazon FBA private label course that's helped thousands of students in over 60 countries. He's an open book influencer who offers free training, consulting, and even shares all of his knowledge through his top 100 podcasts, From Nothing to Something. He has revolutionized the saying from rags to riches, and now shares with the world how he went from a minimum wage job to launching physical product brands that have collectively grossed over $11 million in revenue. So in today's digital era, where social media plays a crucial role in building your brand story, please welcome our next speaker, Joshua Crisp.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go!
Awesome, appreciate it. Thanks, Jungle Scout. Super excited to be here, everybody. My name is Joshua Crisp, and I am the founder of the AMZ Formula and AMZ Hunter, a multi-seven-figure business owner. And what I'm going to break down today is how I utilize social media to efficiently and effectively grow and scale my business. For those of you who are used to running PPC and you have multiple SKUs, or you're used to spending a decent amount of money in PPC or pay per click, you guys know what that threshold is. And for me, when I was launching my brands and launching my products, we were absolutely crushing it, and we were hitting this threshold. For those of you that don't know what a threshold is it's in reference to the amount of search volume and actual impressions that you can get on your product. See, all of us would love to spend an infinite amount of money on Amazon advertising. However, there's a threshold in reference to how much search volume there is. Meaning, if the search volume is capped with all of your keywords at $5,000 a day, that's as much as you can spend. But that doesn't mean that that's as much as you can spend on your business. And I identified this early on in 2016, and this is what helped catapult my business for a few different reasons. First and foremost, guys, Amazon loves exterior traffic. You have to understand that Amazon is one of the largest companies out there, and they understand the LTV of their customer, which is lifetime customer value. With that being said, when you're sending exterior traffic outside of Amazon into Amazon's ecosystem, not only are they making money off of the purchase of your product because you partner with Amazon, but now they're able to get them into Prime and get them to buy Alexas and so on and so forth. So Amazon's algorithm actually gives you some additional love by sending this exterior traffic outside of Amazon onto Amazon. So I learned this early on, and this is what allowed me to catapult my rankings when I'm launching products and when I'm struggling launching some of those competitive keywords. A lot of us know that some of our juiciest, best keywords with the highest amount of impressions are not the most profitable. We're usually most profitable on keywords that are long tail or keywords that our competitors are not utilizing. Well, how can you rank for those keywords? You can actually go inside of Amazon under advertising and get social media links specific to a keyword, and you can run those outside of Amazon. So now you're getting two things. Number one, you're getting that exterior traffic coming onto Amazon, so the algorithm loves that. They're giving you brownie points, but on top of that, you're gonna be able to rank your products faster. And this is what I did. In addition to PPC, when I was launching products and scaling products, I would utilize social media. Now, guys, you're probably thinking, well, social media, which social media? I use social media every single day. And it's funny that you may be thinking that, because social media is more than just Instagram or Facebook or YouTube or whatever your popular social media is. There's literally tons of different platforms. And this is one of the biggest mistakes that I made starting out, and that I see a lot of new sellers and even experienced sellers make, that is literally living thousands and thousands of dollars on the table. So if you don't have social medias for your business, what I want you guys to do immediately is write this down and take action on it as fast as humanly possible, because information changes situations through implementation. If you don't implement this, you're not going to get any results. So identify the social media accounts that you do have. If you don't have any, or there's some that you have not started, go out and create these as fast as possible. For those of you that are getting ready to start selling on Amazon, and this is your first time hearing about this, I always tell people when I'm coaching and consulting that start your business with the end in mind. So when you're thinking about your brand name and your logo and your URL and all of these different things, start looking for all of your social media handles for a few reasons. Number one, once you acquire them and lock them down, they're locked down and nobody else can get them. Number two, they're free. So it doesn't cost any money, and it literally takes less than an hour for you to go out and secure every single social media handle or a name that exists. On top of this, down the road, if you choose to sell your company, something that a venture capitalist or an investor is going to ask you is for these digital assets. So this is going to help you with the evaluation of your company, with your brand depth and your brand notoriety. So this is huge, and I cannot tell you how many large brands, 7, 8, and even 9-figure sellers I see not utilizing this strategy. A lot of you guys are on social media every single day, and you're using it to kill time and to do something when you're bored. When you're bored, just pull out your phone and you can actually be on social media, but start utilizing it for your business. Now, there's a few ways that you can get started with this and you can implement this immediately. Number one, once you create your social media handles, what you want to do is make sure that you have your links to your Amazon storefront in all of your bios. Why? Because these are contextual links that are pointing directly to your storefront, which will also help your store's SEO. SEO stands for search engine optimization. What a lot of people don't understand is that Amazon is a search engine. It's an e-commerce search engine, just like Facebook and Twitter are social media search engines. Google are search engines that we go to when we want to learn about something. So search engines work off of SEO. That's how we find something. When you type in something, that's how it appears in the SERPs or search engines. So if your product's a yoga mat and you just went and you opened up 10 social media accounts, and just by simply putting your storefront link in the bio, there's a good chance and a good probability when you go to Google and you type in the name of your storefront, the type of your brand or your product followed by your brand, you're going to actually start to rank on Google. Why? Because these have high authority or high domain authority contextual link power, which means the bigger the website, the bigger the link, the more juice that's flowing directly to that listing. So we're killing multiple birds with multiple stones. Number one, we're building our brand depth. We're building our brand notoriety. We're securing this. That way, if we choose to sell our business, we're going to get a higher valuation. We're increasing our SEO, which means if you go to Google and type in a brand or a keyword, chances are your listing is going to pop up, and now you're getting organic, which is free sales, which is huge. And I can't tell you how many sales we get just from utilizing these. On top of that, we're able to push exterior traffic directly to Amazon. This helps significantly with ranking and with your authority on side of Amazon. So once we have these social media accounts, what's the next level to drive all of this traffic? Because you're like, Josh, well, this is cool. I know how to build social media accounts. I know how to put a link in bio, but how can we send some highly targeted traffic to Amazon? That's what I'm going to share with you. And guys, by the way, I don't have time to break down all of the different social media platforms, but I will tell you Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all of them work the same exact way. All right, so when it goes to running paid advertising on the organic approach outside of Amazon on social media, there's a few things that you can do. First and foremost, there's influencers who have actual personal brands and not physical brands. And there's also groups and pages that you can reach out to as well. So I'm gonna start with the influencers. So influencers are people who have influence in a specific niche or category. So a lot of these influencers, believe it or not, don't have physical brands. They have personal brands. And personal brands are not that lucrative unless you know how to sell products like information or consulting or training, so on and so forth. So what I like to do is I like to find these influencers and I like to reach out to them and kind of partner with them and have them push our products. The beautiful thing about this, guys, is we're able to rank for these keywords. We're literally able to push traffic directly to Amazon for some of the most competitive products and competitive keywords. And believe it or not, we're paying a lot less than our CPC or cost per click on Amazon. Let me explain. If we find somebody on social media and they have 100,000 followers and they're in the health and beauty space and our product is related to health and beauty, we're not going to pay per click. We're not going to pay per impression. What we're going to do is we're going to pay per campaign. And this is unheard of on Amazon's management, PPC management. And the way it works is once you identify these people, these influencers, we're going to go ahead and negotiate on a campaign. So I typically like to start out around $50 or $100 per campaign. Sometimes you can just ask them something simply along the lines like this. Hey, I'm interested in running a promo with your page. I love what you're doing. I have a product that I feel that your audience would absolutely love. I'd like to promote it to my Amazon store and give your audience a discount. Would you be willing to do that? If so, how much would you be willing to charge? And they'll come back with the price. And if they're like, well, what's your budget, this and that, then start low because you can always go up. But if you go high, it's hard to go down. So always start low and negotiate up versus starting high and negotiate down. Sometimes they're just gonna flat out tell you 50 bucks, 30 bucks, 100 bucks, and you can PayPal them or they'll send you an invoice and you can pay them. Now you have a campaign. So if they have 100,000 followers and you post a picture of your product or a video of your product being used or a lifestyle image with, you know, a description and a link, so on and so forth, you're not paying per person that goes to Amazon, you're paying for that entire campaign. So think about it. If 10% of their audience goes to your Amazon listing, you now have 10,000 people who are relevant to your industry, who are engaged in a page that's relevant to your industry, and who are excited about your product going to your listing. What do you think the Amazon algorithm is going to do? Their blinkers are going to be going off. Wow, I have all of this traffic coming from Facebook or coming from Instagram or YouTube or Twitter to our listing. And what happens? Amazon's able to pixel these people and they're able to remarket to these people. Like I mentioned, they know the LTV of their customers. So they're giving you brownie points because they're getting new people into their ecosystem without paying you any additional money. So this is huge and it's a win-win. Now, I'm not saying stop PPC, but imagine if you were at your threshold on PPC, right? And then you started to run these different campaigns and run them to your listing. Well, you're going to get more sales. So now you're not just focusing on, okay, I've hit the threshold, I've hit the limit on how much I can rank this product and how much traffic I can buy for this product. Now you're able to actually send traffic exterior from Amazon onto Amazon without having a website or anything like that. My personal favorite is Instagram. So I'm going to share with you how you can find these influencers who are semantically relevant, who have huge audiences of your raving fans that you can actually advertise and market to. So on Instagram, under the search bar, it looks like the little magnifying glass. You're going to go there and you're going to type in the main keyword for your niche, industry, or category. Let's say that's fitness. If you type in fitness, you're going to go to what's called the Explorer page. And on the Explorer page, you're going to see all these different pictures, videos, reels, so on and so forth. You want to look for ones that stick out to you. Look out for ones that look professional. Look out for ones that may be memes, which are pictures with words up top. And just literally go in chronological order from top to bottom, clicking on them, looking at the follower count, and looking at the structure of the page. If they have over 10,000 followers, then you want to reach out to them and follow the script that I'm going to share with you. Now, the reason why on Instagram we want over 10,000 followers is because we want to make sure that they have access to the swipe up feature. The swipe up feature in stories is where you can actually say something, put a video, a picture, and you can add a contextual link that they can actually swipe up with their finger and take them to a link outside of Instagram. Now, a huge misconception and common unbelief that people have is we want to find the biggest page. That is not always where the gold lies, because what you can do is you can actually find a page that has a ton of followers, but they have horrible engagement. So engagement is very important when trying to figure out and identify who you actually want to run this promo with, because I'll take somebody with 10,000 followers that has 10-15% engagement over someone who has 1 million followers at 0.5% engagement. On social media, there's a lot of people that buy followers, there's a lot of bots, and there's a lot of low quality engagement. So what you want to do is you want to look for these pages and look for these influencers that have good engagement. So there's tons of tools that will help you identify the engagement. Social Blade is the one that I use. You can use their free extension to do this, or you can simply look at the amount of followers to the amount of likes and comments, and you can come up with that engagement ratio yourself. So once you identify that the page is legit and the page's engagement as well, then you can actually reach out to them. Most social medias have a direct message function, as well as have an option for an email or a phone number. So what I like to do is exhaust all options. I like to direct message them, email them, and even text message them on WhatsApp if they have all three available. Now, so many people say, well, I reach out to them, they never reach back to me. You have to think about yourself. How many people DM you or friends DM you and it takes a while for you to get back, or sometimes you get busy and you forget about it entirely? That happens to me all the time. So what you want to do is you want to keep track of who you're reaching out to. You want to write this stuff down and you want to reach out to them. And if they don't get back to you, you simply want to look at that list and follow up until they do. Now, following this strategy, I would say about 6 out of 10 people are going to get back to you. And if you're overanalyzing about what script to say or what to say when you reach out to them, you want to be short, sweet, and right to the point. What I like to do in the first sentence is talk about a serious business inquiry or business relationship or paid partnership, something that's going to really get their attention and grasp their attention, because they're getting so many different direct messages and emails. So once you start with that, you simply want to say, hey, My name's Josh. I have this Amazon brand that I'm getting ready to launch or that I'm scaling. I love your page. I love what you're doing. And I think that your audience would love our product, right? If you're interested in promoting my product, let me know how that works and how I can pay you. So you want to keep it short, sweet, concise, right to the point, and they'll get back to you and say, sure, send me a picture, send me a caption, send me a Cash App or a PayPal, or I'll send you an invoice, so on and so forth. And when you do this, like, you're literally able to get contacts with these different partners, these different JVs that you can run with. It's super important that you keep track of them on an Excel sheet or write them down in some type of place that you can keep them organized for multiple reasons. You don't want to down the road reach out to the same person that didn't respond to you in the first place. And if you do a promo with them and it works good, you want to make sure that you can use them in the future. I'm constantly doing promos, not just when I'm launching products or trying to rank my products, but to maintain ranking in the algorithm for specific keywords as well. I call this maintenance. So constantly, I would say once a quarter, I'm running these big campaigns, sometimes twice a quarter, depending on the competitiveness and depending on the season as well. But you can go ahead and run these maintenance campaigns to consistently get new traffic as well as maintain your keywords. Now, I'll give you a hack or a key that a lot of people are not doing, and that's trying to monetize the back end. So what does that mean? Amateurs monetize the front end, experts monetize the back end. An area that a lot of people make mistakes is where they try to literally run the sale and make as much money on the front end. What I personally like to do is run coupons or promo codes to their audience, specific to their audience, for multiple reasons. Number one, it makes them feel like it's something special for their audience. It incentivizes them to take action. Number two, we're getting more exterior traffic outside of Amazon onto Amazon to purchase, which means that we will be able to rank. When I'm launching new products, I love doing this as a strategy instead of all of these other strategies that may cost a ton of money. We can literally go to all of these influencers. We can do huge coupons, huge promos, and they eat it up. And now we're getting tons of exterior traffic that are actually going to purchase. So when you're starting out, I highly recommend that you do a promo or a coupon that's exclusive to their page. A lot of people aren't doing that, and that's a huge tip and a huge strategy when reaching out to these influencers. Last thing I want to share with you, in another hack or another gem, is birds of a feather flock together. So when you find these influencers, you find these different pages, you find these different groups, what you want to do is you want to look at their friends list or ask them if they know anyone else in the actual niche that would love to do the same thing as well. And I'm constantly finding, once I find one page, one group, one influencer, I'm constantly finding multiple different ones because they're a part of engagement groups and a majority of them are friends as well. On top of this, what you're able to do is you're able to actually own your customer data. And that's the second thing that I want to share with you guys. See, a lot of you guys know with Amazon, they don't release customer information, demographics, geographics, email addresses, phone numbers. We don't have access to that information. And if you don't have access to those digital assets, you really don't own your clients, right? You don't own access to your clients and your clients' information. So I want to talk about how you can acquire this by simply utilizing social media. What I like to do on the packaging is you can actually on your packaging have QR codes, which you can scan and it can take you to a different website. It can take you to a social media platform, or what you can do is you can have a banner of different social media icons below. So imagine on your packaging, when you open your packaging up, on the inside of the lid, you see your Facebook, your Twitter, your YouTube, your Instagram, so on and so forth, and it's the name of your brand. And that's why when it comes to securing those assets, securing those actual handles for social media, it is so vital to make sure that you are congruent across all social media. I can't tell you how many people that make the mistake of A, not having congruent names, or B, having these crazy names that are hard to remember. That really kills your social media presence and how many people are actually going to follow you. If it's short, sweet, easy, and doesn't have underscores and crazy numbers, and it's not super long, chances are if they like your product, if they like the experience that they got by purchasing your product, they're going to go check you out. Another thing you can do is you can incentivize them to check you out, but you can't incentivize them to leave you a review. See, you have to understand Amazon's TOS, or terms of service. We're not trying to get them off Amazon to get us a review or do anything black hat. We're just trying to grow our company, grow the culture, and add additional value. So one way that I've been able to do this in the box is say, hey, check out our free Facebook group for free trainings every Monday and Wednesday, or free trainings every Friday. For instance, if you're in the health niche and you have a yoga mat, Well, maybe you could go find a yoga instructor to do weekly classes every Friday. You pay them $50 or $100 an hour to do classes. Now, if you're buying a yoga mat, chances are you love doing yoga, you're rather experienced, or you want to learn how to do yoga. So is it safe to say that they would actually be interested in going to yoga classes for free? Absolutely. So this is a way that you can ethically and within TOS get people off of Amazon into your ecosystem. Now, once they get in your Facebook group or your Instagram page or Snapchat or Twitter or your YouTube or any of these other social media platforms, it's free game. There's a disconnect in between Amazon and that actual social media platform. So now what you can do is you can do giveaways. You can run contests. You can literally just put applications in there surveying all of your audience. And you can ask for your phone number. You can ask for your email. You can send them to your website. And you can do everything that you need to do in order to gain digital assets. I cannot tell you, and this is from beginners all the way to experienced sellers who are doing 7, 8, 9 figures. A lot of Amazon sellers are not capitalizing on the fact that with social media, you can grow your business, you can grow your exposure, you can grow your brand, and you can grow your list. See, outside of Amazon, something that's very important are digital assets and growing your list. Oftentimes we hear about email lists, right? But what a lot of people aren't talking about are pixels. SMS or text messages, as well as ManyChat opt-ins and all these different digital assets that you can get once you get them off of Amazon. And the gateway between getting them off Amazon into your ecosystem is social media. So, like, to recap, I want you guys to make sure that you're following me and following this and you're taking this into effect, because when you implement these strategies, not only are you able to grow your business, not only are you able to rank faster, quicker, and more efficiently for these high competition, competitive money keywords, you're also able to grow your business and grow your list. Once you do this, you have access to these assets and you can market to them outside of Amazon. Imagine if you just simply collect phone numbers and emails and you start to market to them, your customers, now when you have a new product coming, or you have a product launch coming, or for Black Friday. There's nothing against TOS's, there's nothing against the terms of service that says you can't send an email to your list promoting Black Friday, right? Now, it's crazy because these customers came from Amazon, and it's against Amazon's TOS to tell them to do specific things in reference to exchange for, money off or coupons or anything like that. But if you know how to get them off of Amazon into your ecosystem, and then once they're in your ecosystem, get them back to Amazon, now you've created this circle where you are in control. And that's what we've been able to do across all of our SKUs to build a multi-million dollar business. And I can't stress it again. Each and every one of you guys, even if you don't plan on selling your business today, tomorrow, in the next 5 years, you should have your business ready to sell. I was in a mastermind with a venture capitalist, and he was breaking down, like, so many people don't think about selling their company until they think about selling their company. So each and every one of you guys right now, you have a real business, and I challenge you guys to literally cross the T's, dot the I's, and make sure you have everything in place. That way you can have the highest evaluation for your company. And locking in social media, locking down all of your digital assets, starting to build your email list and your phone list, the more assets that you have, the more somebody will be willing to invest to purchase your business. And this is huge, and this is something that a lot of people are not doing. So when it comes to cross-referencing and scaling your business, you can use all of these lists in combination to come, and you can cross-reference all of your SKUs. So many people go back to the drawing board and they're like, okay, I need to rank this product. I need to take this product to the next level. And they go back to the drawing system. So now what you're able to do is you're able to literally utilize email, utilize SMS, utilize PPC all together to grow your business and to grow your brand. So this is something that's super important. And if you utilize both of these in conjunction, you're able to grow your business, grow your list, grow how much your company's worth, and dominate the space and control the sector, like Peter Thiel says. So now we covered an organic approach as to how you can use social media to organically rank and utilize pages, influencers, and groups to run organic traffic and get traffic that's highly semantically relevant for next to nothing. What I want to do is I want to break down, once you get this detailed information that we're talking about, these digital assets that we're talking about through applications and surveys and getting them to your website and so on and so forth, once you have these emails, these phone numbers, and more demographic and geographic information, you can actually go into Facebook's Business Manager or Google AdWords, which are the back-end ads platforms for these two large search engines. Google owns YouTube, so you can do this both ways, and Facebook is one of the largest social media platforms that also owns Instagram. So once you know this, you can literally go on the back end and you can create what's called a lookalike audience, or you can market directly to that audience. So instead of looking for new customers, you can actually put that email in, put those emails of those customers that you already have, and now you can create what's called omnipresence. Omnipresence is when you ever went to a website and you didn't buy something, or maybe you did buy something, and across Google and YouTube and Facebook and all these different websites, you've seen these little ads. That's omnipresence, and that's huge because if you are out of sight, you're out of mind. So this constantly keeps you in your customer or your prospect's mind and not your competitors. On the flip side, you can go find semantically relevant raving fans at a fraction of the cost as it costs to find them on Amazon by creating lookalike audiences. The way this works is very simple, and you can find tutorials all over the internet on how to do this. Facebook and Google also actually have certification step-by-step classes you can get for free on Facebook or Google in reference to what I'm talking about. What you want to do is you want to simply upload the email list and you want to create a lookalike audience. Now on Facebook, you can actually choose how close to that audience do you want to find. You can go 25%, 50%, 75%, and the higher the percent in similarity, the more hot that they'll be, or the more close to that actual person that bought or that group of people that bought. However, the smaller that percentage, the larger the audience. So what I usually recommend is when you're starting out and you're using this as an exterior method to drive more traffic and get more leads and more customers, is that you start as close to your actual audience as possible, because that's going to be the most lucrative. Once you start to exhaust and maximize that, you can actually go out to 50%, 75%, so on and so forth, and branch out. And what that's going to do is give you access to more of a broad audience. You can do this with Facebook, you can do this with Google, you can do this with YouTube. And these are a few different ways that you can actually broaden your horizon and increase the amount of traffic that you're getting. All right, cool. So to recap, guys, what we broke down is how you can efficiently and effectively utilize social media to grow your business, to launch new products, to crush sales, as well as increase your brand notoriety, your brand depth, and your company's evaluation. A few things, if you weren't taking notes, that you want to do is, first and foremost, go out and secure all your social media handles. Number two, you want to make sure that you have all your Amazon store links and all of your social media handles or your bios. That way you can get that contextual link juice going to Amazon, so you can start to rank on the Google search engine and all the other search engines. Next, you want to make sure that you are utilizing social media marketing on the organic side, utilizing groups, pages, and influencers, and on the paid side, utilizing Facebook ads or Google AdWords. These are tools that you can add to your arsenal that are going to exponentially increase your income, your impact, and your influence with your business. Thanks, Jungle Scout, for having me, and hopefully you guys implement this, because information changes situations only through implementation. I'll see you guys next time.
Thank you, Joshua, for sharing your advice on how others can start using social media to build out their brand story. It's super interesting to hear how you've been able to separate yourself from other competitors in the market by having a unique and clear social media presence. Now, I want to know from you, what's one key takeaway from this session that you can start on today to begin telling your brand story? Let us know in the comments down below. And if you've gotten any value from this session, please let us know by giving us a big thumbs up. Now, if you want to know how to become successful on Amazon, then make sure you join us in this next session to learn how you can start cultivating effective seller habits. I'll see you there.
All right, cool. We're live. Audio's good.
Get you to take a little step that way.
So to the right of the... I'll see you guys next time.
Nice, it's a wrap.